Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a special Wednesday edition of Focus on Liberia. My name is Dennis Jar, and we are broadcasting from Atlanta, Georgia. In tonight's edition, we are in an exclusive interview with the newly elected Senator of Liberia County, Honorable Jenenton Ball Charles Sogbie. Senator, welcome to Focus on Liberia.
Well, thank you, and it's a pleasure to be here, my dear brother.
Thank you. And
Am I audible enough?
yeah, Senator
Okay.
Sogbie is joining us from Monrovia. He's a former striker of the national team, the Lone Star. He transitioned into politics, and now he's the newly elected senator of River County. He's joining us from the nation's capital. We want to welcome all our viewers from across the globe. We're going to be talking to Senator Sogbie on a number of issues, including his soccer career, his transition into politics, and now senator. Senator, let's get things started. We want to say we appreciate you joining us. Congratulations on your election as senator for River G.
Oh, well, thank you again, and it's a pleasure being on the show, like I said earlier.
Thank you. Let's begin first. I was before the show, I was looking you up, and being a striker, I saw you. I saw your as a footballer with ASEC Mimosa and other foreign team. I didn't even see IE. What's going on? So let's talk about your soccer career. Let's start from there.
Okay, so I came from Beaumont, where I grew up, where I went to school, and then I was brought to Monrovia to play for IE, Invincible 11, like you just stated. If it's not there, it means someone just didn't put it there because what you want to see on the internet is what you put there.
Yeah.
So it really gives you what you place in there. So anyway, I played for IE Invincible 11, and then I became a part of the Liberia national team, the Lone Star 1988. Um, and then I transitioned to semi-professional football in the Ivory Coast, where I played for ASEC Mimosa for 3 years. Then I went to Switzerland, where I stayed for the next 9 years. And there are other little things that I played for, the Royal Stingrays, the Connecticut Wolves, China, Lee Fan Chu Chain, and other things. But those are just, at the end of my career or occupation in football.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's it for football.
And what about the Lone Star, the national team?
Well, I just said that I was selected on the team in 1988.
Okay.
Yeah, and where I met the likes of the George Weah, the James Diba, and Joe Nangwe, Kevin Segway, and myself got called on the team the same time, same year, and yeah, we became a part of the team, and our career went on from there. But it was a good thing, back in the days to be called to
We having some issue there?
the flag waving over you. It was always a moving and rewarding experience. You can never beat that.
Those were the days, man, when I myself, it will interest you that I was a fan of IE, so I watched you play, and that was incredible, and especially in the late 80s, our football, you think that we are the best, but Senator, in the late 80s, even up to the late 80s, footballers were still not seen as we did not have all that respect that footballers were also high achievers, academically smart, and everything else. Up to the. But there were some of you who still juggle, soccer and books. What was that drive that kept you and the rest of other people, still kind of serious with school and other things?
Well, it is one of those things, those catch-22 kind of situation. Uh, we were considered, in fact, right now, is still considered, there is a blanket guilt on all football players. Once you play the game, it means you are illiterate or you are dull or you are uneducated, whatever way you want to put it.
Yeah.
So there's a blanket accusation, a blanket guilt over every one of us. But the funny thing about this whole playing football and going to school was that we were even more privileged
Yeah.
than other kids who are going to school because we did not pay school fees. We didn't buy books. We didn't buy uniforms. We were paid and were given gratuity to go to school and to play for the school team. That's the good side. The
Yeah.
bad side about this is the school did not help you also because when you did not do well in the school, they would not fail you because they wanted to have a good
Yeah.
team. So, yes, they thought they were helping some of us, but they were doing us bad because today is evident.
Yeah. And sometimes soccer star that's the same all over.
Right.
So being a soccer, and there are comments here. They say one of Liberia's legendary soccer star. Love you, boy, Charles.
Thank
So
you.
so and looking back, what's the level of sports now in the country, especially football, basketball, track and field, boxing? How is it now?
Um, to sum it all up, is deteriorating. It's deteriorating by the day. And it's one of those things that it pains me to say, but that's the fact. And I think under this government, under this regime, with all of our participation collectively,
Yeah.
we should enhance the game. Uh, and I've always said that we need to go back to status quo. We need to go back to the drawing board, to the 10 years old, the 11 years old, and form a team, not develop talent, but form a team and harness that team so that when they grow up, they have the connectivity, hence the word team. And then we can move from there. Back in the days when you had the likes of the Diba and the Joe Nangwe and the master dribbler, George, and all of us, everybody had a particular skills that you could count on.
Yeah.
When George had the ball, you knew he was going to eliminate one or two. When Diba was running with that ball, we knew some kind of goal was coming. When the ball was being crossed from one point to another point, you knew Borchas were going to challenge people in the air. They were going to
Yeah.
find some kind of goal.
With
And
that
so we
force.
knew who, right. It was actually in my head. We knew who could do what. You could stay at your house and draw the national team right in your head. And when you went on the field, you would not be too, far from reality. It would be probably one of the persons, that would not be on the team. Today, I can name two players on the national team.
But
This is
what's
pathetic.
wrong?
And this is what I'm saying. Football is deteriorating. And I'm speaking specifically to football, soccer,
Yeah.
as you will call it. You know,
Yeah.
and it is sad because from where I sit, I can simply help in allotting funds, budgetarily for the team. But then if you have no connectivity, the money does not help.
Yeah.
It enhances the zeal to want to play. But if you are used to playing badly, then you continue to play badly. You will just play
Yeah.
harder.
So it's a matter of leadership.
It's a matter of program. It's
Okay,
having the proper
program.
program right
Yeah.
and going
Talking
from the
about
drawing board.
program, our counter meet just ended, and just ended with Lufa. What would you say is the counter meet really meeting its objective, or is the same way deteriorating as well?
Then the question becomes, what is the perceived objective for the academy? What is
Well,
the objective?
the objective, as we were told, is to tap young talents and also to bring about unity and cohesion among the people, but also to tap talents that will build the national team eventually.
Right, right. So,
Are we meeting
um,
those objectives?
no, absolutely not. And again, I'm not here to condemn anybody. I'm just giving you facts.
Yeah.
Uh, I can name you five players who have played consistently in five different county meets for different counties. What talent are we looking for? The first time we saw those guys performing, we should have selected them, or brought them to one of these big teams like here, like Liska, NPA, and all of these people, the National Port Authority team, because these are the big teams now, the
Yeah.
BYC, you know. But these guys would come and play, and they will abstain from any football, activities until the following county meet, and then
Yeah.
you hear about them again. My idea, objective of we hosting the county meet, and this is some thing that I'm going to hold a serious consultation with the stakeholders. I think the county meet is supposed to create instant gratification for our people. When people host the World Cup or the Olympics, even the African Cup, it is to create instant economic viability for our people.
Right.
Because the whole world is going to go to your country. There will be infrastructure development. There will be hospitality activities all over the place with the hotels and motels and every other thing. There will be nightlife, and everything will improve within the duration of that tournament. These people would have quadrupled whatever
Yeah.
profit they made over the years. So you see, the idea is to create stimulants into the economics. But we play our county meet in Monrovia day in and day out.
Yeah.
I am suggesting that we allow uh, each county to host the county meet on a yearly basis or bi-yearly or whatever we choose to do. But before we do that, we prepare the county to host Liberia.
Yeah.
Say River G case study, and obviously case study for obvious reasons. Okay, so let's take River G. Yeah, so let's take River G, and say we construct 5,000 low cost housing estate in River G with uh, four different stadiums in each of these places. Okay, and we invite the the whole country to go to River G,
Right.
and the
That
tournament is held in River G.
that may
It is
boost
for
the
two
local
weeks.
economy.
Right, right. It's for 2 weeks
Okay.
or it's for 3 weeks, whatever we want to do. But when we are leaving, we don't take those houses with us.
Yeah.
We leave them there. Right there, you have created 5,000 units. And those things are cost recoverable. So those horses will pay for themselves because you will give it to different organizations. You will give it to different labor groups, um, to what do you call rent to own.
Yeah.
Say if it will cost as low as $20 a month, you can afford $20 a month in Liberia. Now, when that $20 has accumulated to $10,000, the house becomes yours, and that money comes back to government coffers, and it is used to build another 5,000 horses for the following year or the next 2 years or 3 years as we choose. But by the time we would have completed 15 county meets, there will be 5,000 housing units in each county,
Right.
and we would
And
not have this issue with transferring teachers or exchanging military and paramilitary personnel around the country, because they would have had places to stay. They will have good
yeah.
accommodation, and we'll have
Good.
different stadiums around the place, instead of just playing it in Monrovia on one field that is completely dilapidated, and we continue to use it because that's the only place that can host everybody else. We need to change the paradigm. Let's shift it a little bit and let it benefit the country, and not only for pleasure.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are just joining us, we are in conversation with Senator Jonathan Sogbie of River G, aka Ball Charles. Senator, you have let's transition into politics, because you two transition from football to politics. What, what was the transition like, and when did that actually happen?
Well, there is always life after football.
Yeah.
Okay, and so you prepare for whatever comes, and when you go to school to prepare yourself for the future, you are simply preparing for occupational role in society. So whatever discipline you engage in is that role that you play in society. And so we are into politics this time, not because there is a school for politics or for being a politician, because no one goes to school to be a politician. You can be a political scientist, but not a politician.
Yeah.
So yes, so we transition by wanting to serve our people, and these are the kind of positions or categories that you fall in. When you choose to be a leader of your people, and that is why I'm in this position today. I'm seeking to emancipate not only the people in River G, but by extension, the people in Liberia. Whatever I've learned from outside, that I can bring and I can contribute it to our people here in Liberia. And that is, where I am today. The transition wasn't an easy one because I contested 4 different times. And on the fifth one, I was successful, which
Oh,
again gives me, yeah, that's correct, which
right.
again tells me that no one is a failure in life except you stop trying to succeed. I can be used as a living testimony because all of the times I fail, no one remembers them. It's only the success now that they are saying you are a senator. We don't remember the suffering, we remember the victory. And so I will continue to ask people to persevere in this life for whatever you want to do. And trust me, at the end of the day, you would have been successful.
Yeah, that's a lesson there. Senator, we see that people from all backgrounds, joining politics. I see that, in fact, the current senator for Sino County, Honorable Augustine Chie, was my history teacher in Moreover College. So you see people, medical doctors, and everybody else, they have transitioned into politics. Some are saying because politics is lucrative in Liberia, okay, that people join politics for wealth and power. What set you apart from the rest who join politics for these kind of things?
And those people who are saying that would not be wrong, but you need to judge people based on character and not perception. So there are people who come to the game of politics or to the discipline of politics because they want to benefit, and it's unfortunate because apparently in Liberia, it's only when you work for government that you have something good to do because the private sector is not vibrant, and those are some of the things we need to try to shift. But that's the only place you get a job that you can actually serve. But let me say to you, from the sociological perspective, you see, and I said this before the last time when I was speaking to the young lady who interviewed me the last time.
Yeah.
Um, in life, there are social problems. The social problems have always existed, they will always exist.
Yeah.
But when those problems come to the attention of influential people in society, then they change from problems to issues. So you see, I can be in my little man position and raise all of these issues, I mean, these problems,
Yeah.
and people will not listen. It will just be another talk, conversation. But when you become influential in society by virtue of the status that you possess, like in my case, a senator,
Yeah.
anything I say here now is news. Anything I say here is taken seriously.
Yeah.
And something that you will say, if I bring it to the level of the Liberian Senate, it becomes an issue. So when you reach a certain strata, that stratification gives your voice different meaning. And that is why you need to opt to seek the higher heights. So
We almost.
in these positions to do what we can do. It is not for riches. It is not for wealth. Yes, you'll be compensated for what you do. And in fact, a lot of people will say these things like I'm saying it, but then they will do otherwise. And I'm asking you, I'm encouraging you to monitor us. That is why we go for re-elections periodically, so that you gave us what we talked about in political science as the carrot or the stick. So if we don't do well, you give us a stick. If we do well, you give us a carrot. That will be our evaluation. That will be our judgment based on you, the employer. And as we, the employees, come back to you to say, this is what we did, you will grade us by voting us or by telling us to go home. I will ask you, I will urge you to play the referee role as, hence the name, the watchdog of the society, that you people will do us justice. And if I did something wrong, tell me you are wrong. And I'm a human being. I will say sorry if I felt that it was wrong. If I don't feel so, I will tell you I'm not wrong because I exercise my right to do so. But
Mm.
as we are working for you, we must, not behave that we are the bosses. We are your servant, and that we must do.
Yeah. Except that the 9 years is just too, too much. So by the time after 9 years, if maybe if the term of office was little less, so that as you said, periodically seeking re-election, then we can do more of that evaluation. What do you think?
I will say yes and no to that,
Okay.
and especially for Liberia. You see, it's easy to say 9 years is too long, but even after 9 years, we don't even have money to go back to elections. So if we make it shorter, then we make it worse. That is Liberia's scenario. Unfortunately, that's the case.
So
Uh,
are you saying if we made it 15 years, we'll get money?
no, no, I'm saying then we don't have to go to election as often as
Okay.
we would do if it remains 9. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying we'll get money.
You mentioned that you attempted this thing for 5 different times. I didn't even know that. I mean, 4 times. This is the
Oh,
fifth time. I
yeah,
didn't even know that.
yeah,
And
yes, I
you
did.
also, you went into politics and you were appointed at some point. So 4 times you didn't make it. Fifth time you succeeded. What changed?
Every time you contest, you learn something new, and then you build. They are called building blocks in society. And then you build on that mistake, and then you build on that mistake. Once upon a time, oh, you couldn't speak the language. He doesn't speak dribble, and that was my people. Our collective consciousness, style. And so I say, okay, so we'll learn the language, and then we go into the language, and then you come to another time. There's another issue, and every time until you find the right combination. And this is the charm. So for me, it's a life story that anybody can follow. If you fail once or twice, don't get discouraged. There's always a way.
So at that same time, during that same time when you were trying, you were also appointed by President Sirleaf, but that didn't work out well.
Right. That was when I first came to Liberia and got into this political thing. I was very vulgar. I was very up to the topic, to the point. And what's his name? Cletus Watterson, who was the senator at the time, and Councillor Vani Shema, who was running for president at the time, thought they could do everything to stifle my confirmation. And at that junction, when it was becoming a little too much, I chose to withdraw my confirmation, my nomination, and I went to Madam President, and we had a conversation, and she withdrew the nomination. It was politics, where
Right. There was a story that your academic credentials were fake, and even your colleagues, like I think in the news we read, Zioka Wilson was one of those who challenged it, and that was used against you. What's the true story?
we were talking about what you call an associate degree, AA,
Yeah.
in political science. I was living in Europe, and I was doing a courier program. This is not, where you do this computer online programs. Courier, they sent you, you know what I'm talking about. They'll send you the mail, and you get the
Yeah.
mail, and you do a test. And it was an AA, associate degree. It wasn't even a full bachelor. So it was not something for me to lie on. This was politics. Today, I'm a candidate for master's, MPA, in public administration. And Zoga is here. And he myself chat like every day, just when I was elected. And he was told I was going to be the chairman on youth and sports. He called me and asked me, that I should, he said, I should remember that, we are friends. We are good friends. And so I asked the question, why should I remember that? Is there a confusion? Do you feel jittery? Did something go wrong? If we are friends, why would you want to remind me that we are friends? Because you see, he was thinking that I was going to be playing politics with this thing. I'm not vindictive. When something is gone, it's gone. What is right, I will put it there. And what is wrong, I will say it's wrong.
Right. Let me see. Yeah, that was the story there.
Right. Right. I remember.
Yeah. So before the 2005 election, many, because I was active too in politics, I mean, just running my mouth on the internet though. A lot of soccer stars, soccer fans, they were joining the CTC or they were supporting now President Weah. So many, you would think that Ball Charles, Ezekiel Doe, Joe Namwe, James Alinsa Diba, the CDC will be their natural habitat. But we didn't see that. What happened?
Again, you see, this is the same thing I'm talking about. Uh, if you want to put it that way, then let me put it this way. Once you play football, it means you are not educated. Because George, we are playing football and he formed a political party that he's in. Therefore, all political people should be there. There is a phenomenon in mathematics we call transitive property. If A is equal to B and B equal to C, therefore C is equal to A. So because George, we are playing football and he formed political party, Bocha play football, therefore Bocha must be in political party.
Meaning you guys are colleagues, are friends?
No. We are colleagues. We are not Simon twins.
Okay.
Our head are not stuck together. We have our different mind and ideology, our views. When people subscribe to political ideology, it's because they believe in it. I do not believe in the leadership or the modus operandi, as you would call it, or the manifesto of the CDC. It's simple. It is not personal. It's based on my own professional thinking, my thought processes, and that's what it is. So now, if because Josh, we are playing football, we're teammates, and so he goes to form a political party and wants to be president, I'm supposed to follow him. That's a misconception. That's a belief system that should not be harnessed. It's not fair to judge us in that manner. I'm in a different political party. Diva is A1, Josh, we are A1. When we came to this venture, I won the first time. Now we are has won, and now we're in the political game together. We are contributing in different ways. And again, I continue to say, even the fact that he's president doesn't mean that I have to agree with him or do whatever he says, because patriotism is not the love for a friend or a brother. It's the love for country. So
Yeah.
what I do must be indicative of my love for this country. So when he does something good, I will support it. The cause, when it's bad, I will go against it. That is what I'm for. That's what I'm for.
Right. And you have a point there that not because we are friends, so when you're in party A, I should join that, I should do more evaluation. And I think you did that. And in fact, you were very, your criticism against his candidacy, they say, were very harsh.
That same thing we're talking about that get me into trouble today with your Zoga wasting there. How you there?
I don't want to get in trouble, but you were very blunt that, hey, he's unfit to be president.
Yeah, yeah. And the Liberian people thought otherwise. And so once the majority says so, we have to go with that. Today, I recognize him as my president and I respect him as such.
Yeah. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Senator Jonathan Sogbie. That's Jonathan Ballchild Sogbie. He's joining us from Monrovia in an exclusive interview. So right now, the former soccer stars are doing quite well. You see one soccer star as the president. You see another former soccer star, Senator Wilson is minister. It reminds me of the PRC days when the president took over, and then Robert Toll sang the song. Even those days they used to see the soldier man as nobody. But now, since President Doe took power, the soldier man is a councilman, he's president, he's minister. Today we are singing the same song about footballers. People thought footballers were dead, but today you see the footballers are presidents, senators, ministers, and so on and so forth. Right? I think you heard that song, Who Born Sawyer by So we can sing the same song for footballers today. Do you agree?
um, Again, Mr. Ja, that's a mindset that I choose not to want to subscribe to.
Okay.
How many people you know in government who were mechanics? How many people do you know that were playing volleyball? How many people do you know? These are all rhetorical questions.
Yeah,
The
and
fact that we
I like that trend of thinking.
right, the fact that we came to stadium when it came to representing the country, a lot of people know us, and that is why they keep talking about us. You know, but it's we are not so many into these different positions in different places. We are very few, but we are in strategic positions, and that's why
Yeah.
you're making analogy to that. But there are doctors who are turned politicians. You talk about Abachi. Abachi is a geologist. We work at the National Oil Company together, he and myself. So I know what he is, you know. And there are other people who we don't even know their background, but we don't talk about them. There are warlords here
Yeah.
who are in positions, you know, of stadium in this country, and we're not talking about them. We are talking about the football players. I think it's a little unfair to us, to judge us in that manner. We are making our contribution after football to our country. We are Liberians. We are entitled to sing. And I'm saying this so that other people hear and understand that
Yeah.
it's not one of those things that we go to places and we're supposed to be separated from other people because we are football players.
Right.
Another thing I want to bring to your
And
attention,
I understand your
most
point.
times,
And, I understand what you're saying, but I think that's a success story. That's the way I'm looking at it. That these were
right,
people
right. One more
who
thing.
did
I
not
beg you, Mr.
know.
Ja.
Yeah.
One minute, 1 minute,
Okay.
1 minute. Can
Sure.
I, let me? I just want to say something before I lose this strand of
Sure.
thought. Uh, Most times when I'm holding conversation with people in different places at different times, they will say, "Aren't you the boy child that play football?" And I'm like, "Yes." So wow, you are very articulate. You are very eloquent, and that is not the kind of compliment that I like.
Yeah.
It's not fair to this profession. It's not fair to this activities in life. I play football as an extracurriculum activities in school. I just happened to be good, and that talent was harnessed that brought me to this level. Today, I'm occupying a role in society, and people always not referring to the role that I'm occupying. They don't speak to the substantive nature of the speech I'm making or the words I'm saying. They always speak to my eloquence. They always speak to my articulations because they are surprised. That is not fair. So when I say thank you, I do it with a grain of salt, not to be rude, but it's not a fair thing to judge us, in that manner. I just wanted to say that. Yes, please go ahead.
Sure. Yeah. Uh, Now let's come to your campaign. Your election has Senator of River. It's a beautiful flyer there, and then you ran on the slogan, "The dawn of a new day." Explain to me a little bit about that dawn of a new day and how has that become materialized.
Let me not make myself feel good here or flatter anybody that I know what a dawn is or what a light is or what a light is. These are campaign jargons and slogans that are developed by our campaign team. They put them up and they are flashy and that's not my focus. That's PR, marketing and all of that. But that's not my focus. The the issues we spoke about our platform are my focus. Those are the things I want to talk about.
Yeah.
What color they print this thing and how it appears. That's the dawn of a new day, the voice of truth and reasoning. Just on the show the other day right here. with the lady, what is that? The electricity that powers the light that was the long. And all of these things, people will say those things to hype your zeal or your desire, to
Yeah.
encourage you to do more. Yes. So they are simply words of encouragement. They're not really because it has a significant impact or a meaning in your mode of operation. That is not it. So the dawn of a new day is just another slogan developed by the campaign team, and they came out with all of these things. What I said was I want to focus on women empowerment and participation into our governance system, youth empowerment, education, health, role in infrastructural development. Those are the things I will focus on. All of the flashy things did not matter to me.
Yeah. And we're going to go into those things that you focus on. One of those things, roads, right? I too, I'm from the southeast, and so that's the major issue, roads connectivity. And when you were giving an example of the counter meet in River G and the housing units, I'm thinking, yes, this is a good idea, but if the place is cut off, you would not really see people, you know, flowing there to live in those houses that much. So I know there are a lot of issues that you talk about, but let's talk about roads and how you think you can approach that.
Roads connectivity. So anywhere in the southeast um, is a Herculean task. Um, are you hearing me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's a Herculean task, but it is not insurmountable.
Yeah.
It will take us a while. It will take us a long time, but when we focus, we can do 10 miles, we can do 50 miles in a year, in 2 years. Let something be seen. We cannot continue to speak of the deplorable situation and do absolutely nothing about it. We need to combine our words with actions
Yeah.
and let expectations be transformed into reality. So we will continue to speak of the road being bad, the road being bad. I see you flashing pictures here, which is true, but if we don't do something about it, it will remain bad.
Yeah.
Uh, you just said I'm talking about those houses that people will build. If we will build these houses in the southeast and people have to travel there, let them feel the pinch so they understand the suffering of the masses. Let them feel what the common people who voted them into office feels as well. That way we will understand their suffering and then we can do something to better it because it will hurt us too. That is empathy. So I don't feel bad when I say let's build these roads, I mean the houses over there and let the whole county go there. People
Mm.
are supposed to be going there so that they know that the people living there are suffering. The situation is deplorable. We
Yeah.
need to do something about it. And we cannot continue to play politics with this thing and talk all the good talks. And at the end of the day, all that is said, nothing is done. This
Yeah.
is not business as usual, right?
And,
We need
and
to
we'll
come to speak truth to our people, especially when it comes to the livelihood of themselves.
and we'll come to the road situation and the things that and how you're going to accomplish some of these things in the Senate. But you ran against Senator Matthew J. and the voters decided to pick you and throw him out. What did the voters say? They were rejecting Jay and picking you. Why did they say they were acting that way?
But people will give you different reasons. Some people because they're my king's man. Some people felt that uh, this thing's supposed to be the upper and the lower, and so I came from the upper. Therefore, our time. People have different reasons, but I spoke truth to the people. I gave them a platform. I explained what is it that I thought I could. I mean, that I think I can do for them. Evident, but what I have done before getting this position, and I think that was the magic wine that turned the cards around. Um, some people voted out of sympathy. The board and something long time. Let's give it to him. But I am not naive to know that Senator J did not perform to expectations. And this is no prejudice, okay? Because if he had done such, I think they would have re-elected him. All right. But in this case, I have never been in this seat before. So I know that just as Senator J went, it could be me too. Therefore, we have to be mindful in how we treat these people and what we say for them. The representation they ask us to come and do for them must be done, and then we must report to them. At the end of the day, their judgment would be to vote me, to keep me in or vote me out.
When people are running for these offices, they make a lot of promises. What are some of your promises you think you're going to keep, and what are some of those ones that, as you said, become slogans? Or, okay, we said it because people wanted us to say it. What are some of those promises you think you're going to keep, and some that are going to be almost impossible?
I didn't make any promise, my friend.
Okay, you never did.
I've just been facetious here, but it's true. A lot of us say things that we know we are not capable of doing. If you called River G today and you spoke to those people who sat under the sound of my voice, they will tell you that when people make requests, some people make, I must say, some people make some very unrealistic requests.
Yeah.
They ask you to give them the moon, and they know you don't have the moon.
Right.
Let's talk so and talk so now in simple Liberian terms.
And some candidates make unrealistic promises too.
Yes, I'm getting to that. I just wanted to put that one into the picture.
Yeah.
So this is what I do. People will ask for everything else. They want zinc, they want a road to be connected here, they want bridge, they want this other town hall to be built, and all of the requests will come through. And this is what I would say to them. This one I can do, and I will do it now. This one I can't do because I don't have the possibility of doing it. Senators don't build roads. We allocate funding. We are pushing money in the budget for the executive to implement. That I can work on. Because sometimes things are allocated for, but they are never, carried out. Or they are misplaced. Or they are misappropriated. So you cannot guarantee that. That is where the oversight responsibility comes into strong play. However, you will continue to talk and continue to talk, and at the end of the day, again, nothing is done. So I say those things that I'm capable of doing, and I'll tell you, I told you already, I contested 4 times.
Yeah.
Every time I contested and did not win, I went back and fulfilled those promises that I made. Today, I have the single largest project in the county than any other senator before or after. I can guarantee you that. Do your research and get back to me. I see you do a lot of research, evident by the pictures and stuff you put out here. Not a single senator has a project in the county more than me. So I will come back and I will say, this is what I told you people. I have come to do it. I promise you people this. This is it. And that's what it is. But we have to be real to our people and speak truth to them. If you're not capable of doing it, say I'm not capable. Say I will try, or I can do this much, but we cannot continue to, play the same things and expect different results.
Right. So back to my question: are there some of those promises that you think going to be a tough task to accomplish that you've seen now? Because you see, when you are away, now you've entered the seat. You've seen reality. What are some of those things that you can say? I don't think I can do this one.
There is nothing that I promise that I cannot do. As a matter of fact, the last week in February, this month, we are going back to the county for the county sitting. And I will stay additional 2 weeks to do a county tour to say thank you to our people. And I'm now gathering all of those things that I said I was going to do, such as, the power saw, they got the saw planks to do their own bridges, long walking distances, and you can't carry a motorbike because there are no bridges. And power saw are very expensive, I must tell you. It's about $1,850 US for one. And if you have to buy seven of them when you are not, in the employ of government, or you don't have that financial might or
Right.
strength, then it becomes, one of those impossible things that you say. So we try to be careful, to minimize what we say we can do and what we say we cannot do, because you don't want to keep saying no, 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 and put yourself in trouble. So you have to find a balance, a point of equilibrium.
Yeah.
And so those things that we have promised, we are gathering them now, and we will take them back. I have about 90% of them. We'll go back to our people and say, we came here and we told you this is what we're going to do, whether we win or not, because that's what I do. Some places I see the necessity.
Yeah.
I see these people really need this thing, and I know I can afford it. So whether I win or not, I will do this. I say that to some places. Some places I say, if I win, I will do this. Some places, and I have a journal, a ledger that I
Yeah.
mark all of these things in, and when I come, I revert, and then I try to, acquire them little by little. So the next 10% we'll do it next week, and then when we're getting back to the county, we will bring them with us. But we try to be careful not to say too much too soon.
Yeah. You are from River G. I'm from neighboring Sino, and we both are from southeastern Liberia. Many are saying the southeasterners are in control now. They control the presidency, the finance ministry, the speaker, deputy speaker, and you name it.
The pro tem.
Yeah, the pro tem. So it's, but yet southeastern Liberia is still one of the most neglected part of the country. So with this southeastern domination, does it benefit or hurt the southeast? Senator, are you there? Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you are just joining us, this is Focus on Liberia. This is our Wednesday special. We are discussing with Senator Jonathan Sogbie. He's joining us from Monrovia. He's the newly elected senator of River G County. So, Senator, as I was saying,
Yes,
with
sorry, it was just interrupted.
yeah, with the southeasterners playing all these key roles, does that benefit southeast or it hurt us?
And I was also mentioning the Senate pro tempore. He's
Yeah,
also from the southeast, Abuchi.
yeah.
Thus far, we have seen no dividend. Um, I don't know what the problem is at this junction, but all of these people in top positions, including the maritime, uh, uh,
We're having some technical issues there with the senator's connection. Hopefully, he's going to join us in a minute, and we're going to take some time. Okay, Senator, you're back. But should it really be that way? People are complaining that
can
everything
you
is
hear
south.
me?
Are you embarrassed about that?
Hello?
That southeastern is taking everything.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Okay. Whenever there is an incoming call, it interrupts the
Oh, okay.
connectivity.
I forgot to tell you to put your phone on do not disturb.
And
Senator, when you're back, Senator, can
I'm
you hear
back.
me?
I'm back.
Okay. If you can put the phone on do not disturb, if you go to settings, then that will not happen. But we were talking about the southeastern almost filling up that position in the government, and you were saying it's not paying dividend. Should it even be that way, or is it something that you from southeastern Liberia feel embarrassed that we are just taking the giant share of things?
Um, I think it would be unfair to say the Southeast should take, the giant share of things, or we should have almost everything. I think it should be exponentially uh, uh, divided, but the Southeast should have her fair share. That is my point. And we are not getting our fair share when we have all of these people in government. And that is where we are today. Hold on one second. All right.
Okay. See if you can put that on do not disturb while I put some comments on the
I think we're
board.
okay now. I think we're okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, but we're okay now.
Guys, wait. So yeah, let's talk about Southeast.
Yes, I think we deserve our fair share. The five counties in the southeast. But as it is, nothing has been done. You just spoke of the road. Um, the very few activities, coming out in the southeast. Some of them predated this government. Some of them are just beginning, but until we can see actual dividends, I would say not much has been done.
Yeah. But sometimes when people say, well, these Southeasterners are in power and nothing is going to South, are we trying to imply that when you are, let's say, pro tem, you should take stuff that belongs to other parts of the country and carry to Southeast? Is that the implication?
Well, that what it would seem, but like I said, I don't think because we are from the southeast, we should take everything. I just said that I believe that development should be done exponentially. That's what I said. So, but
All right, while we wait for the senator, let's read some comments here. Christopher Wesley Lender. Hi, Senator Jonathan Sogbie, one of Liberia's legendary soccer star. Love you. Or Charles, former Welly Wilson, following from Atlanta, Georgia. Senator, we're having some issue with your line, so I'm reading some comments here.
I'm following, but it's okay. Let's go ahead.
Okay. So let me, we're going to leave the comments because we have some issues. So what are, now you're senator, what are some of your appointments? You talk about being the Senate, the chair on youth and sport. What else is your assignment in the Senate?
Well, quite honestly, we have not reached our full potential in the Liberian Senate. We have 10 of our colleagues who are still, going through litigation. And so we have placed people
from Sam Tyon, Senator Sogbie, I'm really proud of you, my senator. Let's read more comments. Roland, be where we are. The senator continues to make the case for our beloved county and country. Dave Ja, to have government undertake such projects such as housing projects, you have to deal with issues of chronism. Does government have the institution and wherewithal to do so? Senator, are you with us now?
Oh my God.
You have to put
we
your
really
phone
having a problem tonight. But Mr. Jama, sincere apologies. The internet is fluctuating, and so it will create these problems. But
all right.
Yeah, this is what we have.
Yeah, that's what we do with play the hands we are there. So what will you were there? I know you are newly elected senator, what we'll call a rookie senator. Do you have mentors or people that you look up to for guidance and that you are asking questions?
I lived in this country before becoming a senator. I'm a quorum with what the problems are. Otherwise, I would not be a Liberian. And so I knew what was at stake. I had a plan. I went to the Senate, hitting the ground running, not to go to learn from ABC to first grade. I went there prepared. In fact, I went with proposed legislation that are in the making right now as we speak, about 3 or 4 of them. And I've spoken to them, before, right? And these are things that I believe will be very necessary for our country, that will curtail some of these wasteful spending that we are engaged in, that will put some checks and balance in place for us. to mitigate some of these problems. And one of them is what I just told you, the reform with the national accounting meet. That's one of them that
Yeah.
can do something for us instead of doing something for them all of the time and getting only satisfaction as benefit. That is not good. It doesn't augur well for us.
As a senator, you will be looking at a presidential confirming or rejecting presidential appointees and looking at the budget. What will you be looking for in presidential appointees and also when the budget is given to you?
Competence. We'll be looking for competence with respect to whatever portfolio you are appointed to. With respect to budgetary allocations, there are budget lines, especially the administrative budget lines, that's supposed to be what they are. But there are special projects, there are government projects that are then, transformed into personal projects. The question here is not what are their allocations or their budgetary lines. The question is, are we doing oversight to make sure what is there is what is being carried out? That should be our major function. Because in these last elections or last budget, there were appropriations for the purchasing of transformer for communities that don't have electricity.
We having some issue there again. Christopher Cooper say, "Oh, welcome, Mr. Anthony Situ." Senator, are you there now?
I'm here. And
Okay.
so, right.
So let's look at your. Do you have staffers with the requisite background and training to handle some of these issues? Because we don't expect you, the senator, to be the one going through the budgets of sometimes 500 pages, looking at the backgrounds of all these appointees. Do you have the right staffers to do that work?
Well, again, these are personal things, but the fact that that position allows you 15 personal staff,
Yeah.
15. It tells you that you need to have research officers, you need to have legal officers, you need to have people in different capacities that will be able to function in those capacities. And some of those other people can even be part-time people of serious contracts. So you allocate money for that so that you have all of the information you need. And when you are speaking, you speak from an informed background. Because not all of us can be everything, but when we go to plenary, we debate everything. So those experts will come to you with their expert opinions, and you can proffer them, in plenary, and that is what we are doing.
And do you have those people? That's what I'm asking.
Yes, I just said that.
Oh, okay.
I just said that.
Okay. Good. That's a good thing, because what we've seen over the years is the staffers are maybe family members and people that are coming for help and all that. So we see that a lot. So I'm very much interested in who these people are and what they bring to the table.
Yeah, what I just told you.
Yeah. You have your colleague in the Senate, Senator Darius DeLong, who I don't know if he called himself or many call him the light. Here we have Senator Bolt, Charles, Jonathan Sogbie coming. What will you be, because of Senator DeLong said he was going to show the light in the Senate. What do you want to be called, or what are you going to be laser focused on that will reflect your nickname as well?
Well, I don't have a nickname, and I'm not looking for one. I am focused on doing the business of the Liberian people. I continue to say this, and people think I'm bluffing or I'm showing off or because I'm the newest kid on the block. I continue to say I have nothing to show off for. I have nothing to prove except to guard my own reputation and character, protect my character. So all I can do for our people is speak truth to power, is say what the things are, and tell our people the truth. Stop playing politics with them. Correct the wrongs, and help to do the right things that are right. That is what I intend to do. I'm not after nicknames. I'm not after, because you senator, so everybody's supposed to respect you. I don't care. I don't even like people calling me senator. Look, sometimes we are seated in different gatherings, and somebody will say, Honorable Senator, and I'm looking around to see who the senator around there. And then it dawns on me that, hey, they're talking to you.
He's senator
So,
now.
right. And I understand that. I will get used to that, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's not something that I take to, that I clinch to, because I've been wanting it so badly. What I want is to emancipate our people in my own weak ways.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the story.
Mhm.
There's a little boy who was walking on the beach, and the sea blew out the starfish, a couple of fishes outside the ocean, and they are just there fighting to get back in the water. Everybody fighting and fighting and fighting. And this boy just took one of the fishes, threw it back in the water. And a guy standing back and say, "What do you think you are doing? How many fishes can you save? There are thousands of them out there."
Yeah.
And the young man said, "At least I've made a difference in that one life that I threw back in the water."
Yes.
So if we can help one person at a time or change one thing,
Mhm.
posterity will judge us. And when the next person comes, they can take after our step. So I'm not here to look for nicknames. I'm not here to be named something because I want to be, some kind of famous or to be distinct amongst my colleagues. I want to help to do the right things. I want to help to protect against the wrong things. That is what I'll be opting for.
Yeah. I watched you in the Senate and in that deliberation concerning Wambudike, and thank God he's gone. But the president is submitting a supplemental budget, and that would be something that is maybe your first biggest task before you. I don't know if you had a chance to look at that already.
Yes, yes, I did.
And what's your take?
And not even to discuss uh, that request. The Senate is not in the position right now to deliberate on any constitutional issue because we are not at our full potential. You see, the law says issues that border around constitutionality must meet two-thirds of the Liberian Senate. That is 20 plus 1.
Yeah.
Today, we are only 20. And I guarantee you, all 20 will not vote on any particular issue. Therefore, even if we agree to pass it, it will not pass because it does not meet the constitutional provision. So we have a problem. And we are now engaged with the Elections Commission, who will be inviting on Tuesday or so to have a word with them because we need to be at our full potential. This
Right.
could lead to a constitutional breach
Right.
in this place. So we need to follow the rules and regulations. When our forefathers, the crafters of the Constitution, placed in there their lines, delineations that says from this point to this point must be, a submission of cases. From this point to this point must be adjudication. They were
Yeah,
clear because they knew that at a certain point in time, when you overlap, then you obstruct the functions of the legislature
that's true.
and therefore of the country. So we have a problem with that. So the issue with whether that budget is going to pass or whether it's going to be, hinge on whatever technicalities, it is unconstitutional for us to pass it in the first place until we can reach our full potential.
So let's say tomorrow we have 30 senators. What would be your view on that supplemental budget? How
Right,
senator?
right. I don't believe in hypotheticals, but
Yeah,
let's take this. So the budget comes with a lot of questions. A lot of questions. There is nothing mentioned about health care. We don't even have paracetamol in our hospitals. There is nothing mentioned about security. We have porous borders right now. We have security breach. We were just discussing on Tuesday the retirement of professional security officers without replacement. under the name of downsizing or right sizing, whatever you want to call it. This is a serious, there's a looming threat
Mm.
over our sector. You see, there is the security of the state and there's the state of security. And when the both of them are threatened, then we are vulnerable beyond
Mm.
words. And so there are things in there that must be sought, that must be met. Teachers, supplementary pays, people who are on what you call, who are volunteers and have been for over 4 5 years. We must seek to provide some solution, some cushion. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking
Mm.
for some $900,000 because we want to buy light bulbs to put light bulb on the rubber free highway. No, I'm not going to go for that. I'm not going to take some money from there that we have to put to the executive mansion because there is something we have spent 20+ million on that mansion in the last 3 years. I have not seen one structure being changed over there.
Right.
And so we are now dispatching the team headed by the executive committee to do some feasibility studies on site to see what is actually obtaining and if nothing, what has happened to the last $20 million. These are the check and balances we're working on.
And Senator, that's what something that would just jump out of you looking at that budget is some of those things were appropriated already. Take for instance the Rawa Field Highway. It was like we got all the money. So why do we need extra money? Is that something that you are looking at as well? That are things that are already being appropriated and probably paid for, we've been asked again to fund them.
Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. When I got to the Senate, I asked for a copy of the budget, not the approved budget by the legislature, but the signed budget as a law. Because even when it's approved, if it's not signed into law, it is not a budget. And so I was told that no one, but no one, literally, have seen the budget after it was signed. And I'm talking about 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
Yes, I think it was last week, Wednesday. And I went on one of the local radio stations and I raised this issue that how can we perform our oversight responsibility when we don't have the instruments that will inform us as to what is and what isn't available. The next morning, Thursday, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning, I got a copy, and every other senator got a copy. Ask anybody. So now we are perusing them carefully and speaking to the necessary people as it relates to your particular area of expertise. No one person have monopoly over knowledge. So we seek understanding and clarity so that we understand what is happening and we can bring it to the fore. So if there were monies in there for the roads we spoke about, the Rubber Field Highway or whatever is being requested now, then we need to know why they are requesting more. And
Yeah.
this is what it is. And there's a time frame attached to that. And so they are trying to hasten this thing to go fast. But like I said, it borders on constitutionality. And so we may not even be able to look at the document because we have not reached our potential. So the ifs are too many, but bottom line is we will scrutinize it and we will say yes if it's necessary. We will say no if it's not necessary because our job is not to stop the progress of the country. It's to make sure it is progressing.
Thank you. You ran on the ticket of the CPP and won. Of late, the CPP has been having some issues, and I'm not making things up. And those issues range from what happened, what is going on with the Liberty Party. CPP has just transitioned their chairmanship, and then there is this issue with Senator-elect Brownie Samukai. So, are these real issues? Things happening to the CPP, or I'm just making mountain out of molehills?
These issues are real and they are troubling. But I belong to an institution, especially on the issue of Bernie Samukai. There will be a formal position by the CPP leadership regarding SIM, and until such time, I will try not to speak to this issue, even as a national leader.
Okay.
With
Let's look
respect
at it.
to
Okay, go ahead.
with respect to the Musability issue, um, I too raised the concern even before the elections, and I was referred to the Liberty Party's constitution. You see, there is legality and there's politics.
Yeah.
Even the Supreme Court once upon a time refused to hear a certain case because they deemed it political. So the legal side is there and the political side is there. When it borders around character or integrity, then the people turn to, shift the wheel to say it is, it's legal. But in this case, the Constitution of Liberty Party does not forbid Mr. Benedict for running only because he was accused of doing something, a case which he claimed, because I listened to his interview, that he has appealed and is pending adjudication by FIFA. So, under what circumstances, was he contesting? Who contested against him? And I understand he ran alone, unopposed. And so,
Yeah.
obviously, nature does not provide room for vacancy. So
Yeah.
they have their organization, but it forms part of the group. And that is my concern because what battles one person in a group, a faction is a part of a whole. What battles
Right.
one person will battle us too. So that issue again is troubling and is one of those things you can say, well, I agree, but you don't have to be disagreeable.
Yeah. So let's go back.
Unfortunately, I can't say too more, to that.
Yeah. Let me see if I can push you a little bit more. On. Let's start with the Blanca issue. That and with that, those things happened even before he ran, and the CPP, especially the elder statesman in the CPP, Mr. Joseph Newman Boaka, raised his hand. Now the same thing happened in the Musa Bilete case, and Darius DeLong, the proverbial light, referred to him as Saul, who has been transformed to Paul. So speak to the credibility issue of the CPP if you are, raising the hands of candidates that will become questionable later.
Well, how do you know they become questionable later? No one predicts the future here.
No, I
Samukai went
mean,
to court.
okay.
Samukai was cleared by the court. He was cleared by the National Election Commission and was deemed qualified to contest,
No,
which he
the
did. Why
national
wouldn't
election,
Baka lift his hand? Yes, they gave him clearance.
yeah,
The elections commissions put out names provisional list saying to everybody, if there is an issue with this person, if you have a case or if anything is wrong, come out and tell us before time. Even the voters uproad, they put them up and say because some people got registered twice, some three times, four times. If you know any particular person who registered in two places, you come and raise the issue and they will go after it. Nobody said anything. This man won. He contested. He was validated, and even now, NEC has just declared him winner because there was contestation from the CDC on the part of what's his name, uh, um, um, the former speaker who contested against him, Alex Tyler,
yeah.
and they declare him a winner. So when this thing comes out, let's treat it as such, and let's forget about well, Baka raised his hand or Baka did not raise his hand because those things preempted. It came before this whole case came about.
Yeah.
Now I
No,
want you to understand something here. I want you to understand something here.
no, to a point, because
From what I understood,
the
it,
lower court convicted him before the elections. Is that correct?
that's correct. That's correct. And he took an appeal to the Supreme Court. In the process, the Supreme Court then gave him a clearance to contest. If they had said you cannot contest because these things are there, then he wouldn't have contested. That is my point. It is our
Yeah.
law that we're following. Here's my
Okay.
issue. Here's
All
my
right.
issue,
And
Mr. Jar.
I'm looking
Please,
a
one
little
minute.
more into
one minute,
I'm,
1 minute. I am being very careful because we are opening a can of worms here. The money in question, for what I read, is that it was misappropriated. No one said Brandon Samuka ate the money. No one said he used the money for himself. He was instructed by the president of Liberia, Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, who came on air and said it herself. And you can quote me on this one. President George Weah came and said, I will refund the money. And even right now, Samora Wolokoli and what's his name? I think the information minister just stated that the government has begun placing money up to 400,000 into the escrow account of the military for their pension benefits. So the government has started doing that. Yet it has come to the point. I want you to also remember here, Mr. Jar, that there was a time when the central bank was accused of using international organizations' money because the government requested it. That was misappropriation.
yeah.
Yes. See, let us not, try to put square pegs in round holes here. We apple and oranges are fruit, but we have to distinguish them. Why
Hmm.
is it good to be
Yeah.
when it's John? Why is it bad when it's Paul? We
Okay.
need to be careful because there will come a time where we use the very proceedings from the Supreme Court as precedents, and it will come back to haunt us seriously.
I mean, what can we say when the Supreme Court ruled? That's the final place. But let me ask this last question, and then we go to our viewers' comments. There have been many issues, to date that has in Labro we say have no head, no tail, right? Let's look at the stimulus package. Say six, I think 10 counties receive and 6 yet to receive, and even those who they say receive are saying something else. Let's look at issue like the passport scandal, asset declaration, even the issue that took the central bank people to jail and all that. All these issues and many more that I can name now are still hanging. What role will you play to bring and again, I watched that deliberation when the issue of Wambodiki was brought back, and today Wambodiki is gone. So with all those other issues that have not been resolved, what role will you be playing in the Senate to bring them back to the surface?
um, Again, I told you that the problems are enormous, and in no chronological order we can say this is right. I mean, this is one, two, three, four. No, we will address these issues as they come. Right now, there is an issue of monopoly being given to certain business people uh, at the behest of some government officials, at the detriment of the greater business people. And that issue is on my desk. I intend to raise that just recently because it is causing serious stir for the end users, especially my people in River G. We have an
All right.
issue with the APM terminal. No, no, no. Hold on. I'm trying to tell you the proponents. Right. I'm giving you the proponents of these issues, and you cannot, catch one and say this is first, this is second, this is third. So we treat them in order as they come, and what we deemed necessary, especially me, what is urgent, what is urgent. So the issue of Wabudigi has been is gone now. You heard what I said. I was clear when I said let us not waste the Liberian people time. We're discussing Liberian issues and not foreign national. This man must go. Period. Today he's gone. There's another issue with the tail lane. For lawmakers, people don't make law to benefit the privileged few. Law is to be for the generality of the population, or at least the greater number of the population. That's why we make laws. Laws are reasoning. You cannot say because I'm a senator, so I'm going to work late, I should use the tail lane to stop the other people. And we don't even have tail lane in Liberia who got only two.
Yeah, no.
Yes. So you can't do that. But they have made a law that I met on the books that only senators or representative lawmakers, top government officials can use. Why should the finance minister have a motorcade? Why should he have serene? What? These are things that we do because we are in power and we abuse instead of using power.
Thank you. Are you there? Again, this is focused on Liberia. We are in conversation with Senator Jonathan Sogbie joining us from Monrovia. Senator, we will read a few comments here now and be closing very shortly. But let's see if your connections is back on. This one from Martin Brown say, where is Joe Namwe? Yeah, Martin, I agree. I haven't heard about him for some time now. Joe Thunderbolt Namwe, the man had a shot. All right, we lost the senator. Christopher Kamara, my man, most of you underestimated and jealous Josh Weah. That's some of the reason. Really? Dave Jar, do you think Weah, your former teammate, is a leadership material based on your interactions and assessment of him? We hope the senator comes back to answer those questions. And Dave, continue. Do you still believe that Weah is unfit? Roland Weah, what is jealousy? The senator said he does not believe in Judge Weah leadership. All right. Martin Brown again, that's the perception you guys have from CDC build. When you have different views, so to that of Weah, it means you are jealous. So sad. Let me see, we have more comment here. Roland Weah, Jonathan Borchow, say our hope in you, we see a better River G. UJ Garrison Innes, how do you build those 10, 15 miles? Where you think the money will come from? Jim Davis. All right, the senator is trying to join us again. We appreciate the effort trying to join. Senator, you're back. ZB Norman say, proud of you, Senator. Wella Wilson, are you guys going to revitalize RE someday?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
This thing is bad, really.
Can you hear me?
Look, my sincere apology. It's not working. I don't know what the issue is. Look again. It go off.
We can hear you loud and clear. We are hearing you loud and clear. So we are hearing you. So you can go ahead and respond to the.
I can't hear anything.
All right. We are having some technical issues with the senator's line. Lauren Bass, Senator, I'm following you from Maryland University. Roosevelt Swain, congrats, Senator. Ambassador Dudubois Momo Taylor, APM terminals cause serious trouble for Liberians at the Freeport and have increased serious tariffs. Pro King, CDC is testing the waters while many in the opposition are cheering only because they have problem with the Unity Party. Be careful what you wish for. John Mason, how can we assist the president to be more successful? Momo Taylor again. I have formally told President Weah since that the open market economy will support the transformation of the economy. Liberia businesses need to be priorities. Foreign business brothers are controlling the economy too much. Okay, so far, those are your comments. We're having trouble with the senator's connection. Hopefully, he can come back. If he doesn't, I think we've gotten a lot out of the senator. We were only hoping that we bring you in to interact with the senator, but it seems that that issue is becoming a problem. According to Hamilton Zilli, he said the ruling from the Supreme Court said misapplication and not embezzlement. That's on Brownie Samukai. Again, Propokin said misappropriation of funds is clearly different from embezzlement. More people coming. Phoebe Warrete says Supreme Court. All right. So, John Mason, as you discussed the RI Highway, will the government finally pave the road in Unification Town? D. Moses Fasama, sir, can you explain more about the allotment in the budget for Transformer, please? Jackie Sire, why is it that the lawmakers cannot have a pool of researchers and share them instead of 15 staffers to each lawmaker? This is highway robbery of much needed taxes for development. Well, we are not having the senator back. We will be closing the broadcast. We want to give it 2 minutes. If you still have your questions and comments, please feel free to share them. Dave Jah, the problem of the Southeast may be attributed to incompetence, division, greed of the countless leadership. Will you support a decentralized or slightly federated government in Liberia? That's a question from Dave. And he also said, do you agree that bona fide Liberians, natural-born Liberians, should be denied and any form of citizenship? Senator, if you are trying to get back, please come back. Your people still have more questions for you. Right, the senator is saying the internet is bad. We want to see if we can get the senator on the phone. That too may be a problem. All right, so we're not able to get the senator, and so we're going to be ending the broadcast very shortly. He said, no, IE is dead. IE is not dead. The Invincible 11 will come back. Michael Chi, I think the senator discusses the issue with substantive facts. Well done so far. Sam Wallow, does the senator believe his colleagues acted properly in misappropriating funds? And Francis Beer, I heard that President Weah is going to build sports park around the airport. It is not wrong to bring development around the airport, but I strongly advise that President Weah speak to professional aviation health and safety experts before doing that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for joining us tonight in this exclusive interview with Senator Jonathan Ball Charles Sogbie. If we have time, when the internet connectivity improves, we hope to bring Senator Sogbie back at his convenience, so to be able to interact with our viewers. Last comment here, Senator Sogbie, what you make of Senator Setuma's response to Senator Dillon's statement about the Election Commission delay in responding to election matters? So that's how we're going to end it tonight. We want to appreciate all of you for joining, and we want to also thank Senator Ball Charles for joining us here tonight. We don't close our broadcast normally without playing our closing song. And this song says, "We are all Liberians." So we want to thank you. We're going to say good night now, and God bless you. Bye-bye for now.
We are Liberians. Liberia is our home. Liberian people. Liberia.